Welcome back to Kanto, everyone. We have a final stopover before we head out to Mount Silver. It's a little something I wanted to show for some time. Unfortunately, I didn't get to because it was in the lost recordings. Anyway, if we hop on our bicycle and head out towards Mount Moon, you'll get to see what I mean. I mentioned it at the beginning of episode 46 when I was complaining about technology, but now at last we have a chance to see it. Head on in and go through the uppermost entrance, just here. Approach the square in Mount Moon on a Monday night and you will see Clefairy dancing around a rock, which, when rock smashed, contains a moonstone. I believe this is a repeatable event. Let's go and have a look. So, I don't have a team member with Rock Smash? We won't worry about that. But a nice little Easter egg we can show off. We don't want to head out to the south because that puts us near Cerulean City. And as it happens, we've caught Clefairy, but you can run into them in Mount Moon. I'm going to leave this one alone. And what have we run into this time? Well, Paris, all the Pokemon you could encounter in Mount Moon in the original games are still here. Paris is a higher level for some reason. Anyway, now that we've made it outside, we can head back to Viridian City and continue our journey. Good opportunity to reflect on everything we've done to get here, and believe me, it has been a bit of a struggle sometimes. Dealing with technology was a big problem for most of the adventure. That's probably been the biggest handicap. Not being able to use Leon and Ruby was really frustrating, and all those hiccups with recording and the actual programs. But we've made it. Hard to think that 54 episodes ago we were just starting out with Torture as a Cyndaquil. We ran into some pretty good friends on our journey, had plenty of entertaining battles, and made some really interesting discoveries along with a few fiascos. But that's all part of the journey. I'm definitely glad you've been along for the ride. It wouldn't be the same without being able to show all of you what I grew up with, what Pokemon was like back in the old days. And we're ready to go. This route leads out to Mount Silver. If you have Cut, you can obtain another copy of Steel Wing. You'll find some pretty powerful Pokemon along here, so I'm not breaking out the repels just yet. Ponyta is one of them, and it will be ready to evolve, but you can also find Rapidash. I have taken a bit of time to actually evolve some more Pokemon I caught, doing a bit of extra level grinding for them, but there is a Pokemon outside we'll be looking for too. This is probably the best spot in the game if you want to level grind, but even then, it can be a bit of a problem. You can also use the Elite Four to level grind, that will take its time. I'll have to see exactly what was up that way. Was it something with Cut? And there we are, we can find Ursaring here in Gold version. Not entirely sure if you can find Donphan here as well. I'll just have to double check on that. Pop that up on the screen. You will eventually find Sneasel outside, probably closer to Mount Silver itself. Ponyta will actually give out pretty decent experience, so it's worth having around. So there's the house where you'll get the extra Steel Wing. You will need Cut for that, so we'll just proceed. Make your way west as we travel through Johto. And let's see, I will actually have to check the map. Are we back in Johto? Yes, indeed we are. Note how it says Silver Cave on the map. There's the Pokemon Center, and we need to take a bit of time to try and find Sneasel, which I think appears outside. So, I do apologise for delaying things a bit, but we're going on a search. Here we go. Took a while, I was starting to think I was wrong. Which is always entirely possible. So we need to work out the best way to chip this down. Probably using Dash if I'm going to be honest. Sneasel suffers because both its types are special, but it is physically oriented. So we'll go with Shadow Ball because it's only doing half the damage. Alright. Not too bad. Might have to put it to sleep, but we'll see how this goes. We have plenty of Ultra Balls. It was close. So I will quickly switch to Sunny and we can get rolling. And oddly enough, it decides to use Fury Swipes the one time I've switched. And let's see how we do. Okay, made no difference. We will have a couple of rare Pokemon to find while we're looking around. I can't really risk damaging it anymore. And there we go. Finally got it. Sneasel, the Sharp Claw Pokemon. Its paws conceal sharp claws. If attacked, it suddenly extends the claws and startles its enemy. Fairly useless in the games at this point in time, but actually one of the best and most overpowered cards in the TCG. And Wilton, what does he want? Just a rubbish call. So we'll go back and heal the team before we head into the cave proper. I'll show you where we need to go, but we're not going to take on the final challenge just yet because we are hideously underleveled for it. Following this particular episode, we'll be taking a couple of boat trips, going to catch Lugia after some training, and then we will be wrapping things up. We are getting very close to the end of the overall adventure. And what have we run into? Well, Ponyta, common enough. It was another Sneasel. I'd be a bit annoyed. Okay, you actually do need Flash? I didn't think you did in the previous game, so that's going to be a problem. So who on my team can actually learn Flash? I think Polari can? Let's see. Because I really don't want to drop anyone for the final battle. Polari and Sunny. Well, I suppose that is a bit awkward. That is very awkward. I really do not remember that being the case. I don't think it was in the remakes at least, mainly because Flash was reduced to a TM and it was pretty much optional. Well, everyone's good to go. Alright, I really don't want to do this. But somebody has to learn Flash, and I think I'm going to replace Thundershock with Flash. Basically, if Polari hits something, they're going down. I can delete it and put something else in there at some point. Unfortunately, there's not a move relearner around, which is really bothersome. Anyway, we have to come here at night to find one Pokemon and the other has a 5% chance of appearing. And this is going to be a bit difficult because I haven't been in Mount Silver in the originals for a very long time. So we got an X accuracy and I don't seem to want to go to the left. Well, there's a Graveler. Now, if I had Flash Cannon or even Thunderbolt and Discharge, I'd be fine. So we have to make our way up. Once I find the Pokemon, I will be putting on the Repel then. Until then, I will actually try and sustain the commentary so I don't have to do a lot of splicing. But I will definitely say it has been an enjoyable adventure going through all this. Quite a fascinating journey indeed, full of all sorts of interesting ups and downs. I was contemplating giving up when I found out that I'd lost 4 gyms worth of work in Kanto, all due to OBS crashing on me. Not so much crashing, but resetting itself. But I decided that even though I don't have Oh, hello, we've found it. This is our spotlight Pokemon for the episode. Meet Larvitar. Given it's found in the last area of the game, at a fairly low level, you'll probably think something's up with Larvitar. And indeed there is. It's the first form of the regional pseudo-legendary line, a parallel to the Dratini line. Larvitar itself comes across as pretty much any other rock ground type. It does have some decent stats, but they're not fantastic. Nonetheless, it does learn some very powerful moves, which might clue you in as you start leveling it up. Pupitar is a cocoon-like Pokemon, but it's obviously going to be a lot stronger than those, and Tyranitar looks like Godzilla and dishes out as much destruction. Tyranitar can also be incredibly bulky on the special side in later generations, thanks to the ability to summon sandstorms and their boost to the special defense of rock types. Throw in an Assault Vest later on, and Tyranitar can be very forceful. It's always going to hit incredibly hard, and its speed is a trade-off for that great offensive and defensive prowess. If you do actually take the time to train it up, it is a very reliable ally. Given how well it can perform, not even a double weakness to fighting type moves might be enough to stop this thing, and its Mega Evolution is even more dangerous. While it does come very, very late in the game, it still is worth grabbing Larvitar because it will be incredibly reliable. And then of course the trick is how to catch Larvitar. So the trick now is how to catch Larvitar because it's at a much lower level than the other Pokemon. Obviously we're starting out with Sleep Powder. I don't really think I have anything that will damage it particularly much. Its stats are probably too low. I mean, look at the team I've got. So we might just have to throw and hope. I have plenty of Ultra Balls. This is indeed a conundrum. I don't think I thought this through. Nope. Alright. Let me think. Okay, Torture is probably too strong, even with Swift. Let's see what Gibson does with Fury Cutter. Well, Sandstorm won't bother Gibson. And let's see. Alright, that's just what we're looking for. Well, okay, so the Sandstorm animation won't play, I think, if both Pokemon are immune to it. Kind of odd. So it's just spamming Sandstorm. And yeah, because nobody took any damage, Sandstorm obviously plays in order to actually show that the Pokemon is taking damage. Just some of the odd quirks of this generation's mechanics, I guess. And Sunny is going to take damage again. And let's go. Okay. We have not made progress. Okay, now we have. Then again, I suppose it wouldn't be this adventure if I didn't have some fiascos trying to catch Pokemon. Probably a bit boring when it's too easy. Anyway, Larvitar, the rock skin Pokemon. It feeds on soil. After it has eaten a large mountain, it will fall asleep so it can grow. In Crystal version, you can actually have a chance of finding a Pupitar at certain points. We've found one of the Pokemon we need, let's hope we can find the other one fairly quickly. So we'll continue navigating, keeping an eye out for items. I bet there's a hidden item in that lone rock there. Fairly easy to make our way through, it seems. Well, Ursaring isn't what I'm looking for. I should probably put Sunny at the fore, so she can use Giga Drain to top herself up if needed. But yes, one more Pokemon is needed. Now, what's in here? Dire Hit, not that great. Back around we go. In the remakes, you can actually find Moltres in here. Victory Road is fairly similar to how it is in these games, but Moltres has moved all the way out here. Likewise, the refurbished Seafoam Islands allow you to find Articuno, and Zapdos can be found near the new power plant. Alright, deeper in we go. Is this going to be the Pokemon I'm looking for? No, just a Graveler. I might as well tell you we are looking for the only new ghost type introduced in these games, Misdreavus. Very unfortunate that you can only find it all the way out here in the boonies. And Max Elixir, much better. Misdreavus doesn't really get a lot better stats in terms of stats when it evolves into Mismagius. Misdreavus on its own has base 65 in its HP, attack and defense, and base 85 in special attack, special defense, and speed. Those latter stats get a buff by 20 when it evolves into Mismagius. So it is a little bit more powerful and a little bit bulkier, and a bit quicker, but not really a huge improvement overall. That said, it does now have an edge over Gengar because it has Levitate. Gengar lost that ability simply because it was becoming too powerful. And here we are, we've made it almost to the next area. And it's a Graveler. There has to be a Misdreavus in here somewhere. I mean, Larvitar's only a 5% chance, and I found that. Sorry, please excuse me. So we have somewhere we can access with Waterfall, and I can't use Waterfall with any of my team members. Is there a hidden item just there? No. just head on up this way. It is a bit easier to navigate. More stuff with waterfall. I might have to come back a bit later on. Well, we found Quagsire. Once I find Misdreavus, I'll come back with a Pokemon that has waterfall and we can look around properly. Lots of Ursa-rings. But finally, decent level wild Pokemon. But unfortunately, not the ones we're looking for. And is this... Yep, this is the last chamber. The summit of Mount Selva. Golbat. I think we've found everything but what I'm looking for, which is pretty much par for the course. If you head up here, you can battle Red. And we're not going to because that would be suicidal. Instead, we're going to run into another Ursa-ring. I'm going to head out of this room and we're going to look for Misdreavus. Actually, I might look around in here. So we'll cut until I hopefully find it. Well, at the very least, we did catch a Golduck. And I did need one of those. Golduck, the duck Pokemon. When it swims at full speed using its long webbed limbs, its forehead somehow begins to glow. As you can tell by the fact that I've cut to this, I still have not found Mismagius. I will switch Mersey to the fore, and we will keep looking. I'll have to heal her as well, but we'll just have to persevere until we do actually find one. It does show up here at night, so hopefully luck goes my way in that sense. See you when I find it. And it's about time too. Took me long enough, I was able to do a little level grinding at least. Problem is, will I wind up knocking it out? I need a Pokemon with some weaker attacks. And I don't really have those, especially since I just got rid of Thundershock, of course. So... Sunny might actually do the trick, because Ghost resists grass. And she'll resist Psybeam. Misdreavus is often associated with psychic attacks. Oh wait, I thought it did. Oh well that doesn't help my cause. Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise. Do not actually knock it out, Sonny. Right, now the application of sleep powder. I honestly... Yeah, you'll have to forgive me because I honestly thought that Ghost resisted grass as well as poison. I've been labouring under that misapprehension for some time. I suppose we all make stupid mistakes every now and then. Admittedly, I haven't always screwed up because I'm an idiot. Sometimes it's just down to bad luck. But we found what we need at least. And there we go. Misdreavus, the Screech Pokemon. It likes playing mischievous tricks such as screaming and wailing to startle people at night. The only new Ghost-type Pokemon introduced, and it's all the way out here at the end of the game. You don't even get to encounter it during the course of the regular game, which is probably why it was made available earlier in the remakes, I believe through the Safari Zone. Anyway, I will come back here with a Pokemon that knows Waterfall. We'll see you then. Alright, here we are, ready to keep exploring. See, nothing across there, so up the waterfall we go, with the help of Sea King. We can get onto this patch of land, leading us into a cave that has a max revive. I believe we still have 5, let me check. Yep, we do, because we had quite a few time resets as such. And needless to say, one time Sunny did get knocked out, but most of the time she didn't. So nothing in these little crevices. Back down and across. Can we not? Oh no, wait, we have to go around to get up there. And very importantly, put on another repel. We've done fairly well. We've caught over 50% of the Pokemon, either through battling or evolution. Now we can't go up that waterfall, I think. Let's cruise along here. Up we go, and just another cave to find with, I presume, another item. So we came all that way for a max revive and a full restore, fairly decent items at least. With all that done and plundered, that is everything in Mount Silver with the exception of the long-awaited battle with Red. We will, of course, get to that in due time. But for now, we'll steadily make our way out. A couple of optional episodes are coming up. You can either hang around and watch me take on the challenges on the SS Aqua, which is nice to do for curiosity's sake, or, if you like, you can skip straight on to episode 58, where I will be attempting to catch Lugia in the Whirl Islands, and we'll probably grab a few Pokemon along the way. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next installment of our scenic tour through the Johto region, be it on the high seas. Well, actually, it's going to be on the sea either way, just on a boat or on a Pokemon. Either way, see you then.